Hey everybody, I'm just doing some kind of like theory crafting and playtesting with Lorcana. I added some location cards that have like different abilities. Like here, pirates have +1 defense, and villains can move from here to any other location without making, without spending any movement. My guess is you can move on your turn. There's some kind of movement phase, and you can move one place, move around the board. Um, so that's how you like reinforce your characters to compete in quests essentially. I think there's going to be, or we know there's quests. We've seen it. This is just a generic idea. You have to meet the attack, defense, ink color, and lore points to earn these like victory points or whatever. It's just kind of my idea um, on how I think that will work. The big mystery, we still don't know how you're going to pay for things. I have a lot of theories. I think there's hundreds of ways we could figure it out. I was kind of leaning towards maybe you have mana cards like Magic. I totally ruled that out, but I think it's possible now, mostly um, because of these ink colors, ink names, I think is what it's called. I incorporated it into these generic quests where you need this ink name to compete in the quest. I think if you do have mana, this first set's going to be huge. Like, no joke, maybe like 500 cards or something like that. I know it's going to be, or I don't know, but I'm guessing it's over 300, probably 325 for sure. It could easily be in the 400, 500 range. I want to playtest some ideas on how I think we pay. So I'll do like one of the ideas is the Dragon Ball Super idea where you have cards in your hand. I'm gonna pull these into my hand, and then you play a card instead of having like a what is like Emerald ink name in your hand. You'll have Cruella. She hits the table to be a generic resource. Either it's just colorless, which I think it's going to be colorless just because there's no. This is just like a colorless 2. I think any type of resource is going to play any card. Um, so that's what I was going to see. I'll put this. Let's go at Maleficent's castle. We have reduce either the attack or defense requirements of a quest by 1 if a villain is at this location. So we can either make this a 3 or a 5. So we'll play this quest here. Let's see how much mana, how many turns it would take to complete this. And I'm not including if like there's a hero on the other side who's trying to challenge us. Like if someone, I'm just gonna put that there. If someone has a Mickey here that's 5/5, and I'm like dropping Captain Hook here on turn 1, Cruella on turn 2, like this Mickey, he can just knock any of those out, even though he's not going to come out on turn 1 or 2 because he's an 8 cost. Maybe I can have him hit the table at turn 8. So the theory is we get 1 mana every turn. How long is it going to take to complete this quest? And I have just because of the ink colors requirements, I'm splashing this hero card. Even though like it's also really a hero. I think I've seen this movie so many times now, and like I like her less and less every time. But anyway, turn 1, Captain Hook. That gets us 1 and 2 on the requirements for this quest, and we get our gray. Drop her. So on turn 2, we can drop her. I'll get a tracker over here just to keep track of what turn we're on. Turn 2. Okay. So turn 3, let's drop Elsa to get our requirements. So we're on turn 3. And how much? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 attack. We're good there. And actually on defense, we have 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're well over the 6 we need. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5 lore. We're on turn 3. We only have 3. Can we get there faster? We can't. So turn 4, we drop another. We'll drop another Cruella, and then turn 5, we drop another card. I guess just a hook. This is kind of like. So that meets our requirements for this quest. On turn 5, I think oh no, Robin Hood's a 6. What's the best 5? We don't have a good 5, but that's okay. So then, in theory, at some point, if the enemy saw us developing at this Maleficent's castle location, they would want to start dropping cards. So let's say they bring a couple Elsas over to stop us. So we have turn 5. This is the setup. I can complete this quest, but before they do that, they would challenge me. So like maybe straight up trying to, if Elsa can pick who she's challenging. Let's see what we think. When challenging, this character gets +2. So I know can he target Elsa? Let's say he can, which would put him at +2. So if these two went head to head, this Elsa and this Hook, hypothetically they could knock each other out. Because I'm at 3 attack, she's at 3 defense. She's at 2 attack, I'm at 2 defense. So in theory, we'd knock each other out. So then I'm not there to compete in my quest. She could exert like my Elsa maybe. So maybe it's kind of confusing, but I think this is how the game's going to be played. You're fighting over locations to prevent people from getting quests. I think only I can, if I drop the quest, generic quest for 4, only I can compete in it. They can just try and stop me. If for whatever reason, like Elsa takes out my Hook, I'm like, I can't make this, then on my movement turn, maybe I will move to try and complete a different quest or come somewhere else to try and stop them. This is kind of how I think it's played. I'm going to just post this short little thing so I'm not rambling for 20 minutes. But yeah, I mean, I think this is how it's going to be played. 5 turns. I actually got a lot of cards out, cheap cards. Like, I got 5 cards out in 5 turns. And then maybe on turn 6, you can start dropping bigger cards. But anyway, we'll cut it here.